10,000 years ago, on the Fertile Crescent, mankind first began domesticating a cunning four-legged carnivore known as the cat. 4,000 years ago, the ancient Egyptians began to worship and revere them. And today, on International Cat Day, I feel it is appropriate and due time that I show my love and admiration for the proud anime tradition of cat girls. And here on the screen we have my all-time favorite example of the cat girl, Merl, from The Vision of Escaflowne, which also just happens to be my all-time favorite anime, so it all checks out. Now, why Merl? Why Merl? Why is she my favorite cat girl of all time? Well, in terms of design alone, we have to start with the ears, because I think this is important, guys. We need to discuss the ears when it comes to the proverbial cat girl. You see, very often in anime, and this includes modern day anime as well, all the way up to the recent Chainsmoker Cat series, I think we have to ask ourselves, why? Why do artists always insist on putting the ears at the very top of the head? Why are they always placed up there? Because then we are forced to question, what about where the human ears would normally be? Because, of course, the conundrum, the paradox that you end up with the cat girl, inevitably, as with all furry character tropes, is that if you're going to have all of these humanoid features and the humanoid silhouette, what do we do with the human features that have been replaced, presumably, by animal features? Now, obviously, you don't have to worry about these things when it comes to, like, tails and claws and such. But the ears, man, that's tricky. Because when the ears are placed atop the head, like a cosplay thing, we have to wonder, what about the ears below? Because there are anime girls that are drawn with two sets of ears. Human ears, where the human ears would normally be, and then the cat girl ears up top. And I know we're not supposed to question this, but, well, it's hard not to. And look, there's plenty of anime with cat girls drawn this way that I do just enjoy. I mean, I try to just place this conundrum in the back of my head and not think about it. I know we're supposed to suspend our disbelief. After all, they are a fictional archetype. But nevertheless, I have to ask you guys, isn't Merle's design more sensible at the end of the day? When the ears are placed where the human ears would normally be, more elf-like, I guess you could say in this case. But they nevertheless still look very cat-like here. And of course, Aisha Clan Clan follows this same rule. Shout out to Aisha Clan Clan from Outlaw Star, another great cat girl design that follows this exact style. And I just think it's more sensible. It's simply more sensible to have the ears placed to the sides of the head, because that's where they would normally be on a humanoid, anyway. And these cat girls, more often than not, still mostly look human, so you want certain proportions to obey the same anatomical laws, do we not? Because yes, it makes sense for them to be higher up on an actual little beast, a little cat. But when you craft a cat girl, we must ask ourselves, viewers, we must ask ourselves, where do the ears go? And with Merle, it simply makes more sense. There's no need for an extra set of ears to keep the human side looking natural, when you can simply put the cat ears where the human ears would normally be. And then everybody wins. The animal side does not overstep the humanoid functionality, so to speak. So we end up with the perfect cat girl design, as you can see here. And that's why Merle is great. She's also just a really fun bumblefuck ragamuffin that's very sweet and adorable. And I like how whenever she runs, she actually gets on all fours, which not only looks really funny and charming, but also shows that she is still a little beast deep down, despite the very humanoid silhouette and appearance overall. It's pretty good. Pretty good. It's good stuff. I recommend watching this show just for Merle alone, even though there are plenty of other reasons and great characters to do so. Uh, I also have to give a shout out to what's her face? Hanekawa's cat form in the Monogatari series, even though she still doesn't entirely obey this design philosophy with her cat girl design. That being said, one way they try to get around that sometimes while still keeping the ears up top is to have the hair cover where the human ears would be, which I suppose is one way to get around it. Although you're really just covering up the problem, aren't you? Still, shout out anyway, because I love Hanekawa's cat form in that show. It is really fun. It is really great. Anyway, cat girls are forever. Am I right? Cat girls, we love them. You gotta love them. Also, special shout out to Cat Planet Cuties. Fun show about cat girls. They don't have Merle's design, but again, gotta give a shout out. It's a fun show all about cat girls. And to Chainsmoker Cat, the most recent addition to the cat girl tradition, where we get a very, very dirty, trashy cat girls. You know, it's a good time for cat girl representation, everybody. So, you know, if you have an actual little beast, be sure to hug them and love them and remind them that they are so worshipped now that even the Egyptians cannot top what we've done with with the cat form. We've gone so far as to fuse them with beautiful waifu girls. You know, I think that really shows our love and admiration for these tiny little beasts. So anyway, till next time, you get to birding and live for the passion and the cat girls.